So clearly Sony is familiar with the old adage, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, as they continue to try to make something out of this franchise. And they're like that little engine that could, I think I can. And unfortunately, they can here. And they've been unsuccessful over the last few sequels. And unfortunately, it's very clear that Sony is not familiar with the old adage. Those who don't know the history are doomed to repeat it. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of The Road Mentor. My goal, as always, is to enhance the movie watching experience. So MIB International here. This is the fourth entry into the franchise, where obviously started way back with Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, a movie which I love. I love the first Men in Black. I love the chemistry between Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. They were great together, had great spark, great chemistry. And that movie was clever, inventive, very sharp wit. It's a great sense of discovery and how they presented all these things with the aliens. And it was really something so unique about it here. Basically everything that the sequels have lacked over the years, including this current version. Now, let me say this, it's not a movie which, this is not a terror movie, it's not a watch of a movie. It's just overall, it's okay. It's a mixed bag of some good and some good stuff and not so good stuff here that overall make it just an okay average experience, which I thought was a better effort than the Men in Black 3, but that might not say a whole lot to those who are familiar with that movie. But again, an improvement, but not quite reaching the heights that the first one gave us. Now with this one here, I think the best part really comes from his cast. Obviously, Garner, Smith, and Jones, and we have here Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, who of course, no strangers to each other. We've seen them in the Marvel MCU, particularly with Thor Ragnarok. I thought they were great together, had great chemistry there, and that remains constant here. They are really good. They're really the best part, and they do the best to kind of keep this movie afloat. Unfortunately, the script kind of fails them, as they don't have quite the material and quite the comedic writing that Ragnarok did. Now, besides Thompson and Hemsworth, we have Liam Neeson here, who plays the head of the international division of the Men in Black over in London. We got supporting characters like Kumail Nanjiani, who plays a little small CGI character named Pawnee, who's kind of attaches himself to Tessa Thompson's character. And he really is a saving grace of this movie halfway through when he's introduced. And he brings a lot of that wit, a lot of that charm that we're kind of familiar with the original Men in Black. But unfortunately, not enough to really save the movie overall, but it made it a little more enjoyable. I think it was really cool. I liked them a lot. Again, there's things that I like besides, the cast itself. And, I like Tessa Thompson's backstory. I think the trailers mentioned it, where she, as a young girl, her parents saw an alien creature and they were deneuralized or whatever the case is. But she remembers, she wasn't deneuralized, so she remembers everything. I spent the last 20 years trying to get to the Men in Black and find them and be part of that organization. I thought that was really cool, and her finding the organization, and kind of gave her a chance, an opportunity to kind of try out on a probationary basis. And so they give her a try. They sent her off to London, and she got paired up with Chris Hemsworth to try to solve a mystery behind this new alien race that's come down in search of a weapon. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Thompson and Hemsworth are great. Hemsworth's so charismatic. He's got great comedic timing here. And like I said, he does his best. And when he's on screen, he's fine. And him and Thompson, again, kind of recapture that chemistry they had in Ragnarok. The script is lame. It's just not funny. I wasn't barely laughing at all until the little creature Pawnee showed up for the most part. There's a few moments here and there, some good one-liners that Hemsworth had. And again, his charm is very infectious, and you like seeing him on screen. He's got great screen presence, and Tessa Thompson does a great job opposite of him. But it just wasn't enough. It didn't have that joy. It was a little bit bland. It was kind of just going through the numbers. And this movie has the potential to have so much interesting things, so much potential, give us so much different things to view and look at, and all these interesting creatures that it could present and scenarios, but it doesn't really do that. It's not very imaginative, which is unfortunate. The story, a little bit clunky, a little all over the place. Yes, lack of humor, not big. It's a big issue, but even the villain itself, within the first 10-15 minutes, you know exactly who the villain is going to be. It's no surprise for whatever twist they gave you at the end. Really, you were just expecting it at the end of the day. So it fails on so many fronts, which is unfortunate here. And F. Gary, who directed the film, who I generally like, I just don't think he really knew what to do with this particular franchise. And it may not be all his fault. Again, the script is not really well done here. At the end of the day, it's just a terror movie. No, again, I laughed every so often. It looks very nice, some interesting creature designs. The CGI was good. But it just wasn't enough. It was just I was just sitting there like, okay, it just seemed like this movie was going on a little bit long, and I just didn't have enough joy watching it. This movie should have been full of joy and full of clever things in there introduced here. And besides just this cool little alien that was kind of a big part of some guy's beard, which is really cool. Aside from that, you're getting a whole lot in terms of the aliens themselves, which is kind of a disappointment because that's what the first Men in Black was known for. All in all, is that movie I recommend? Honestly, no. I don't think it's worth your hard-earned money paying $15 to go to theaters, whatever your ticket price is where you live. But it's watchable enough to where I think if you're a fan of the series, watching it at home, you could obviously do worse than that. It's got some entertainment value. And again, it's not a terrible movie. It's just not a very, great, mildly entertaining movie at best. So that being said, Men in Black International, you guys are going to check it out. Comment, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.